I have this report right here from Deadline, and I think y'all was saying earlier that this Black Panther production is ghetto and not looking right, and Blade is doing much better. And unfortunately, it has come to a halt. It has come to a hiatus. And I got this report right here from Deadline. Seventh topic of the day. Black Panther Wakanda Forever begins production hiatus as Letitia Wright continues to recover from her on-set injuries. Now, I haven't even read this article yet, James. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want to be a surprise. Sometimes I just didn't schedule my time accordingly. But I don't know. I'm sure you've gotten into it, but before I get into it, I'm gonna call BS on this headline. I don't think this is the real reason why the production may come to a halt. It may be, but I think there's other reasons, and they may mention that in the article. But I just want, before I read it, I wanted to kind of just throw my opinion out there to the world, to the people. But let's go ahead and get into this right here. Deadline has the exclusive. Marvel's Black Panther Wakanda Forever has officially begun its production hiatus for the remainder of 2021 today, as it follows star Letitia Wright additional time to recuperate from her onset injury earlier this year. This morning, cast and crew in the sequel received a note from the director direct from Marvel Studios Kevin Feige, Louis D. Esposito, and Nate Moore, acknowledging the pause. It confirms that production will resume in January with Wright on board, but indicates that her injuries, which included a fractured shoulder and a concussion, damn, I didn't know it was that serious, were more serious than initially realized. I feel bad for my comment now. Deadline first reported the accident, which happened in August during a stunt on the set of Boston. Let's see what else it says here. Let me try to get rid of this. It's widely assumed that Wright's character Shuri will take on a more prominent role. Are there any quotes? Okay, here is a note sent to the cast and crew. As we wind down for the holidays, we wanted to send a note of thanks and appreciation for the hard work of our entire cast and crew, as well as an update on timing. First and foremost, this project is exceptional and something we know audience are eager to see. Hell yeah. We could not be any more excited to complete this film and share it with the world next year. Thank you for everything you've done to get us to this place. Unfortunately, we've not gotten here without a few setbacks. Running production on the scale amidst the pandemic is not easy. In addition, accident August, and this looks like it's stuff that we already know. Turned into much more serious. Okay, yeah, that's the same note I read above. So they adjusted the schedule, and they're waiting on her return. Please look out for more information. Kevin, Lewis, and Nate. I just didn't want to bore you guys just reading because the article is down in the description box below. First of all, Letitia Wright, I'm very sorry that you're hurt. I'm very sorry that you're injured. And I wish you a speedy and fast recovery. And hopefully these things can get on track with this production. I think they should wait 2 or 3 years. And the reason why, I'll save that part for the next topic. But the reason why I thought this was BS is because last week on the show, James, I talked about how the production of this film was put on hiatus because Letitia's not vaccinated. And they had that new thing came out, I think November the 8th, to where if you're foreign or something, if you're outside the country, if you're coming back, you have to be vaccinated. So they was filming in Georgia and Atlanta. She got hurt, went to go chill in was it London or back home, wherever she's from, and she probably stuck over there. And that's probably the reason why it's halted or whatever. It's like, hey, your girl can't come back unless she's vaccinated. Now, I'm not finna jump on the train and call her a whack job or this or that because of alleged comments she made. But now, months ago, like a year ago, you know, she was apparently making some anti-vax and maybe some anti-trans comments and sharing a video online. That's irresponsible. But recently, it came out that she was on set trying to, whisper in people's ear about the vaccine. Then she came out, on Instagram and made a statement talking about that's not true. I believe her as far as that's concerned. But I just had to throw all that commentary out there. I don't know if this is true though, man. I think she may be injured, but I think it also has to do with her vaccination status. I don't know though. What do you think about all this, man? What do you think about just this whole thing? What do you think is going on?
it's a sensitive topic because there are so many different things at play. It's not a coincidence that a week after that report came out from the Hollywood Reporter that you hear, "Oh, okay, so now she's injured." So
Right.
you think that would have been something that would have been disclosed earlier if that's the case, because Marvel has never seen a production I think as messy as Black Panther 2. And of course, it hurts that Chadwick is no longer with us, but at the same time, I do think that the production since then has almost been even messier. Like they haven't found their footing. And of course,
Exactly.
it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But then you add in these different factors where Letitia Wright is refusing to get her vaccine, which is it's a weird hill to die on. You know what I mean, Brandon? I mean, you would think that, okay, if I'm going to die on any hill, it's going to be about something that I think it's going to positively impact the community. But instead, you're doing something that would have an adverse effect on set because people are now a little bit more worried. The chemistry gets ruined a little bit. I'd love
Oh
to be a
yeah.
fly on the wall for the weeks leading up to this production hiatus
Man.
and seeing exactly how that entire cast acted, because I can't imagine it's as cohesive as it was before the
Oh hell
pandemic,
no. Oh
right?
gosh. Not
And
even
I just
remotely.
not even. And I do think that it sucks that she's hurt. And if it's true that she has her concussion and that she has all her injuries, yeah, it's not ideal. And I do think that she should have had a stunt double at least, but maybe she elected to do her own stunts, and I guess that's okay too. But I do feel bad, I think, the most for Ryan Coogler, because this is a movie, this is baby. He did such a great job with the first film, and now he's seeing all these setbacks. And I don't think the laws are going to change in the next 6 months, Brandon. I think that
No,
essentially
man.
they're going to be required, whomever is traveling in as a foreigner and not a US citizen, they're going to need their full vaccines, both doses, right? Maybe even a booster at this rate. But I think that essentially this production hiatus is as a direct result of her being unvaccinated. That's just my takeaway.
I am mad at you, man, and I have to also say I respect your commentary on that, giving your opinion but not judging somebody who is vax versus not vax. I just appreciate you be like she's stupid because she doesn't want to get vaccinated. I appreciate that, James. I really do.
Of course, because
Uh,
at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna lie, I have been educated as of late when it comes to medicine, and I mean, if I could just speak candidly here,
yeah,
especially in the United States, the Black community has unfortunately been, not on the positive receiving end of the best types of medicine, and there's been a lot of
oh
bad
yeah,
malpractice lawsuits over the years, and I understand the disconnect. I just hope that she does make that decision, though, ultimately to say, you know what, okay, maybe I will get vaccinated, and I'll be safe, or I'll make the set safer
right,
for everyone
right.
else. So I can understand her decision, but I also can't understand that this is the hill that she would want to die on, essentially.
Right, right. Well said, man. Well said. Well said. That's why I have you here, man.
Of
Let me
course.
go ahead and grab this super chat real quick from another member of the family. Struggle Reviews TV. I said 19. 9.99, ma'am. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside.
Just start from scratch. They are clearly sabotaging Letitia. There are more problems with the $1 million film than a bootleg red box movie. Leave that woman alone. They clearly want to recast.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some people that do want to get her out of there. I mean, that seems like a lot when you say start from scratch, but damn, man, they may have to. Like, I'm cool. I mean, look, I'm gonna get into this on the next topics, the last one, but they do need to just slow down, man. This movie is scheduled to come out in November of next year, so a little less than a year, and yeah, it's I don't know, struggles. It's not looking promising
But I
at
wonder,
all.
Brandon, they can't recast her now. They've already shot so much principal photography in Georgia. So at this rate, if they recast her, this movie gets pushed back another year and a half, 2 years at most. And I can't imagine
That's
Kevin
a lot of
Feige
money
being okay
too.
with Black
Yeah,
Panther 2 being pushed back another year or two. Like, that is, to me, that's way too far off. And at that point, they might as well just consider taking a different route altogether. And that would be a huge rehaul in terms of like story. And oh my gosh, Brandon, can you imagine the amount of rewrites they've had to do with this movie? Oh my gosh, dude.
I have a question for you. Two questions actually. As far as Letitia not being vaccinated and her not coming back to the States, do you think it is I want to use a different word than realistic, practical, I guess, for them to move the production to London where she is to like, and that's a lot of work, a lot of money.
It is.
a lot of logistics, but you know, I've seen them, in my opinion, waste money on other things.
Yeah.
But is it worth it, man? You know, is she being a diva? Well, do you think that's plausible? You think that's practical for them to, like, you know, move that over there?
It,
And
boy,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, Brandon, I think that it wouldn't be the worst possibility. It's a great point. I hadn't even considered that, because they build sound stages like it's nothing. I
Right,
mean, they've done so many productions, I'm sure, in the UK, but at the same time, is that just way too much trouble to literally fly out the entire crew, all the
right,
equipment, because they're on track to resume, I believe. It's after Thanksgiving, after New Year's, and I think maybe January, February
yeah,
timeline. So if they do that and they decide to go to London, that means everyone has to gear up for a move.
right.
And then that would probably take a lot longer because you have to also consider scheduling conflicts. It's
Oh
probably
yeah,
easier to film in Georgia and then move to the next soundstage for your other project and
yeah.
go and bounce between projects. But if you're in London, essentially you have to tell the other studios, hey, we're putting this on hold. And if they're contracted, hey, we got to finish by this time, it becomes too much of a, he said, she said situation. And then eventually people end up getting recasted altogether. And they probably want to avoid that completely.
And guys, when you watch a movie, when the credits end, that's a lot of people. You know, all those people, the people that worked on the movie. And, you know, it's a Marvel movie, a comic book movie. The list is that long, so that's a lot of moving. Excuse me, that's a lot of moving parts. You know, everybody not getting broke off hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars with these paychecks. You know, some people may get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000, 80, $100,000, you know, in that range. You know, they got normal lives. They got families they got to look after and, you know, do the kids' homework and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They can't just be flying to London or whatever to film, you know, even if they do get a some type of incentive. That's just a lot, man. Also, I was going to say, could they work some magic and just use, because they've already announced that they're interested in having not just one Wakanda Disney Plus series, like, but multiple. I think they said like 4 or 5. So could they continue this hiatus, but just transfer all of the energy from Black Panther to Wakanda Forever into this new Wakanda series, and work it in that way, so that all the stuff you've done so far just doesn't go to a complete waste? You know, I mean, I'm just kind of just spitballing and throwing ideas out there. You can let me know if you agree or disagree with that, or whatever. I'm just kind of, you know, throwing it out there.
Yeah, because it gets kind of tough, because if they do try to then branch off and write scripts and start production on the TV series, and then you're neglecting the movie side of things. So the greater MCU essentially is always going to have that tie-in. Kevin Feige is a genius when it comes to bringing all these movies together, but at the same time, he has to essentially treat this as if it is just a movie and not just a tie-in to a series. The series can tie into the movie, but it can't be vice versa for most audiences, because most audiences don't even probably know what the heck happens in Loki. I have a coworker who just watched Loki for the first time, and I'm like, it's been months and we've had how much happen, Brandon, to where
Right.
the multiverse has already been talking about, and I don't know how you understand it if you don't watch Loki, but it's just so interesting to see how they can pivot and where they dedicate their time to now, because I'm so sure Kevin Feige is not telling Ryan Coogler to take a break. He's probably asking Ryan Coogler to put double time into the series as well. So I think that's a great point.
Yeah, man. It's so nasty.
It is.
So
It's the messiest production, I think, across any MCU movie. I don't know if that,
man,
I think it is.
yeah. Well, at least that we've heard of.
True.
Yeah, because, you know, I know what was the director for Thor: The Dark World? Was it Alan Thompson or something?
Oh,
Alan.
no. I know exactly. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, he shot the whole movie, but then they took control away in the editing room. I know he was pissed. What?
Oh, because director wants final cut.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's just, you just don't do that. But anyway, so Letitia Wright again, man. Let me try to get a picture of you, ma'am, just to show your face. Do I have one of you? Yeah. So, ma'am, we want you to win. We want you to get well and recover. So rest up, take your vitamins, you know, take your herbs, stretch, do all that, you know, keep your comments to yourself. But we're rooting for you, Letitia. We're rooting for you.
For
Sorry,
sure.
these kids are playing outside screaming. It scared me.
They're
But
listening to the news. They just heard it for the first time. What?
good one.